Hello, everyone. This is author, motivational speaker, and dating coach Matthew C. Horne. And I bring you a video tonight titled Sex Symbol Men Are Most Recognizable in the Wild. I got one for you tonight. But before we go any further, always know my videos in the dating space, they're inspired by my books, How to Get Beautiful Women and Everything Else You Want from Life, in addition to How to Be Appealing to Successful Black Men for Black Women. They're both available at my website, www.matthewchorne.com. Get your copies. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And to continue to push with the algorithm so I can continue to bring you these elevated messages. But let's get right to it. Sex symbol men are most recognizable in the wild. And the premise of tonight's video is going to be the wild is the realm where primal attraction is the only thing that is acknowledged. The wild is the realm where primal attraction is the only thing that is acknowledged. To enter into the wild as a sex symbol, becoming a sex symbol means that you automatically enter the wild. The wild is when you're caught in your most natural form, that when you're caught being your absolute self. When you connect to yourself, you're entering the most natural design that was designed for your life before you ever showed up here. That's your nature right there. That's the wild that ushers you to the wild. Okay. So to enter the wild, then what a man must do is to, first of all, desire to be no one other than himself, because you're either in the wild or you're in the society. That's how it works. Okay, the society has an indoctrination for you. The society has an identity for you that's going to work against you. It's going to work against your true you, the most powerful and impactful you. Okay, so you have to choose whether you want to go with society's definition, wherever society is pushing you to be, or whatever's calling your name from the inside out, the internal truth that surrounds you, that is your true identity. And so, in order to enter the wild, you have to take that full inventory of yourself. What is the best that you have to offer? Your gifts, your talents, your abilities. Now you're having a conversation with yourself and you're making an agreement with yourself that you're going to be no one other than yourself, that you're going to explore the depths of yourself. And you're going to find some things out about yourself that you would have been blind to if you would have bought the identity and the ushering of society. But since you chose yourself, and to explore yourself and not accept the definition of what society told you you should be, now you get the luxury of exploring yourself and becoming your most visibly and spiritually apparent version of yourself that not just women respond to, but the world responds to. That's called giving your best. And that's going to take you into the wild. The wild is when you have an inescapable evidence that you approached this world and gave this world your true nature. That's the wild. And when a man is caught in the wild being himself, then that's when he's always going to get the best in return. That's when women, they lose their minds when they meet men that are in the wild. So the men that are in the wild, they're physically their absolute best. Okay. Nature gave you a set of genetics. Nature gave you a physical hand. Accept it. Okay. And when you maximize the hand that nature gave you physically, your appearance, your build, metabolism, all of that stuff, when you accept that, you say, I'm going to maximize it. Okay. That is a component of entering the wild right there, when you maximize yourself physically. And then on a spiritual level, you reject the world's indoctrination and you accept the spiritual truth of who you are concerning you, meaning that something is calling your name from the inside out. That's your design. And when you fall in love with that and you explore that, you're going to find some things. And when you find those things and you perfect those things, now you're giving the world your genius. Every human being possesses a genius, but you have to find it first and cultivate it in order for it to be recognizable so that you're in the wild. The wild is where nothing but nature prevails. That's the wild right there. The world system, the society, is the furthest thing from the wild that exists. And see, the world system wants you in the society because you're not a benefit to the society if you're in the wild. If you're in your true nature, then you will not be the things that the matrix needs you to be in order to support the matrix. It's either the indoctrination of the society or it's the wild, the indoctrination of exploring your true self. You're going to have to choose as a man. But I promise you, the wild is when you're going to make the best impact and the best deposit in this world. And nothing but great things happen when you're in the wild. That's when you're most recognizable because you're in your purest state. And that's why I said the premise of tonight's video was that the wild is the realm where only primal attraction is acknowledged. See, if you want lust and desire to come from a woman, if you want to see a red beam of lust come from her eyes, she has to catch you in the wild, where you physically maximize yourself. You said, hey, this is what nature dealt me. Okay. I'm 5'6", I'm 5'9", I'm 6'1", I'm 6'6". Nature dealt it to me. Ectomorph, endomorph build, I'm slim, I might be a little heavier. Nature dealt it to me. And then when you can say, hey, this is what nature dealt me, and I'm going to maximize this naturally, diet, exercise, going to nature to maximize the nature, whatever nature dealt you. That is one pillar of entering the wild right there. And then on that side, then you go to the other side in terms of what you're going to offer professionally, in terms of your gifts, your talents, your abilities. And you shore that up, now you're a complete man. And now women have a level of satisfaction with you. Because women love to meet men in the wild because they're satisfied on so many levels. See, the average woman, at best, what she's going to get is a man that is in progress or that has no awareness of who he is, and she's going to have to wake that man up to who he is to ensure her own survival because she hasn't met enough men in the wild. That's why her reality is suspended. When she meets a man that's in the wild, he's in complete awareness of himself. He has the evidence of himself that he's explored himself because he's given the best, and he energetically, through his essence, communicates that he's at his best. Many women are not going to meet that man, so they have to settle for a man that's in process at best, or that has no awareness of himself. And she's going to hope that she can meet this man because he might be a little attractive, and she can wake this man up to himself, so he can ensure her survival. That's why women are completely satisfied with men that they meet in the wild, because that man is already fully assembled. She doesn't have to introduce this man to himself, because that man has already explored the depths of himself. He has the evidence that he's explored the depths of himself. She catches him in his genius. She catches him offering the gifts to the world that he's accepted with the best that he has to offer from within himself. She catches him in the act of offering himself to the world, not what the world system told him to offer, himself. And then he's maximized himself physically. He accepted his hand. He didn't complain about his physical hand. He accepted it, maximized it, and now she's overwhelmed because this is a physical representation of a man she's attracted to. And then on the other side of it, this is a man that she's not going to have to introduce to himself constantly so that she can ensure her survival. Women need the best out of men to ensure their survival. But when she meets a man that has a full awareness of himself, she's overwhelmed because all she has to do is rest at that point. And that's why you're most recognizable in the wild. And only sex symbol men are truly recognizable because they're clicking on all cylinders. And that's why sex symbol men are naturally recognizable because they're in the wild. They're the most recognizable men. You're the fully assembled man that every woman is hoping to meet. And see, that's why women fall in love with these men quickly. Women fall in love with these men quickly because on the physical level, that's what drew her to you. That's what, energetically, physically, that's what made her satisfied when she encountered you. And then on an energetic level, she could feel that there was something different radiating from yourself. And with that something different that she felt with the love that you had for yourself, the understanding that you had of yourself, because you explored yourself and you understand yourself. And she felt that because she's not used to encountering that. And so what happens to her is that truth of who she is, that spirit inside of her, begins to communicate to her and tell her, this is the man where you need to park it. You need to park it right here with this man. And then that's going to manifest itself into, she's going to start having feelings that she never had before. It's going to be out of her control because the highest part of herself is trying to communicate to her brain that this is the man that is a representation of everything that you could desire. Here's the best. I'm trying to give you the best. That's what the spirit is going to say to her. And that's why those emotions are going to develop. She's going to be laying beside you, doing things that she's never done before. I'm not talking about sexually. I'm talking about just uh, offerings and involuntary movements of emotions and things along that line. Though it's going to be involuntary and it's going to be foreign to her because nature has overtaken her, because she's in the presence of a man that is fully engrossed in nature. She's in the wild. She's in the wild. And so those, those displays of affection, those emotions, they're going to involuntarily come to her. And she might not even be that type of person. And it's just happening. And she doesn't know where it's coming from. And you're around her, she's like, I don't know what I'm feeling. Because her higher self is in the presence of a man that is fully assembled, that can take her to places that she cannot take herself. Her higher self is telling her she doesn't have to settle. You don't have to assemble this man. This man is already assembled. All you have to do is recognize that you have to submit to him. That's what nature is telling her. And so she gets in the presence of this man. She's feeling those things she's never felt before, or that she doesn't, feel very often. And her heart is trying to help her to not lose you. So that's where the connection is. That's where those emotions are coming from. Those emotions are coming from her highest self towards you. Those emotions are an attempt to help her to connect to you so that she doesn't squander one of the better things that's entered her life, a fully assembled man. That's why that love develops fast, because everything within her chemistry is moving her towards not squandering you, the fully assembled man. You are her best landing and destination. And something deeper than her conscious mind understands that. And that's why that something is giving her the ammunition to connect with you. And she's connecting with you quicker than what she anticipated. But ultimately, that's something inside of her is hoping that her mind recognizes the magnitude of man that's in front of her, just like the source of all creation inside of her, her spirit does. Her spirit is trying to connect to her mind. Her spirit is trying to help the journey along. That's why she falls for you. And she doesn't know where it's coming from. It's coming from her highest self, because you've explored the depths of your highest self and you've accepted your highest self. That's the wild. That's your most natural state. And that's why you'll see couples. You'll see some couples and people will look at them and say, man, they're in their own world, because society is used to seeing lackluster connections that are barely hanging on, that typically and likely are not going to last. That's what the society is used to seeing. So when they see two people who meet in the wild, that means two people who are extremely attracted to each other. And then those two people are energetically satisfied with each other as well. They're energetically satisfied with each other, meaning that there's a reverence and there's a respect, there's a desire, there's an anticipation of each other's presence, and there's a deep satisfaction with the reality of the person across from them. The man loves the woman that she's become, and that woman loves the man that she met in his wild state, the man that he is. That level of connection creates a deep level of satisfaction. They have territory inside of each other. So yes, they become one. They are in each other's world. They have their own world. And that's why the society looks at them and say, oh, this isn't normal. They're in their own world. Yes, because they're in complete satisfaction with one another. And when you enter the wild, you're a man that many women can be completely satisfied with. And then once you meet the woman that you're satisfied with, the way that she's satisfied with you, then you all go into your own world. That's the connection. That's the purest connection. And that's how it's designed to happen. But there's no settling in the wild. That's why women are so satisfied, because most of the time they have to settle. And you could think about sexual environments and something like a nightclub, which is a super sexual environment. And that's a representation of the wild right there, because nothing but primal activity is taking place. And so either you're of the society or you're of nature when you're in a sexual environment like a nightclub. So a sexually attractive, sex symbol man will go inside of that establishment, and since he's maximized himself, he's accepted whatever level of work that he had to do in himself to maximize himself. Then the women recognize that work, and then they, on a primal level, there's an unspoken conversation in that she wants that man. So he doesn't have to buy the drinks. He doesn't have to do the work. She just takes one look. There's very little speech, and she wants that man. She's going to let him know, and it's going to go down because they met in the wild. They met on a primal level, and the wild is the only realm that matters. And in the wild, there's nothing but primal attraction that is acknowledged, and that is a place that you can enter if you explore the depths of yourself, and you have enough love for yourself and enough understanding of yourself in terms of the outcomes that you want from life, that you want to work on yourself physically and take a deep spiritual look within yourself simultaneously. That's when you've entered the wild. And see, there's various things going on the safari, on that African safari that is the wild, that nightclub. And the men who haven't mastered themselves, the men who haven't taken a deep look within themselves, how, the primal animals survive in the wild, they have to eat. And so you might step up in one of those sexual environments and you're food because you have no awareness of how primal the environment is that you're in because you've never eaten the fruits of optimizing yourself and being a part of the wild by exploring your nature in a deep fashion. So that same woman will make that guy buy 50 drinks and, you know, talk his ear off and, get whatever she's gonna get from the night, get from him for the night. And then on a primal level, she sees that guy that she really wants. She's gone. She'll leave him. I've seen it. I've been that man. That's why I made that video, the sexy, attractive man in the walk back. It's a real thing. Where that man has been doing X, Y, and Z for this woman all night. And then she takes one look at me, doesn't say anything to the guy. They're arm in arm. She walks right up to me, grabs me by the arm. Because this is what she came out the house for. And women enter primal spaces because they want certain outcomes. And when you explore your true nature, then you can become the outcome that women are looking for on a conscious and unconscious level. See, physically, that's conscious. She knows what she likes. Spiritually, she doesn't understand it until she meets it. Because for a woman to walk away from another man and walk up to another man, that's beyond physical, that's energetic. And see, essence is a no-word introduction to a woman. When you comprise yourself the right way and you take a deep enough look within yourself and you fall in love with what you see, then on an energetic level, it's going to create an essence that's going to introduce itself to women without you saying a word. That's when you've entered the wild. That's when you're in the safari, the most primal state that exists for men and women. And everything that is fulfilling is in the wild. And I'll tell you how the wild looks. It'll be the last thing I do. The wild looks like some of the most primal sides of women that I've ever seen have been in nightclubs, sexual environments, and also when I was more public doing book signings. I saw some things that are unbelievable. I couldn't tell the average man about the stuff that I saw. He wouldn't believe me. So I would notice things when I was out in the wild, when I was at these book signings. Women would ask to take pictures, and then they're rubbing their titties on me. They're blatantly saying, "Here you go." I could predict that no matter where I go, which city I was in, which event I was doing, I could predict some woman's going to walk up to me and offer herself to me because I was in my element. There were many things that I could have done with my life, but when destiny said, "This is what you're supposed to do, Matthew. This is what you're gifted at. This is where you're impactful," and I gave you the tools to do it. When I said yes to that, now I entered the wild. I entered my most primal self, my most natural self, and became attractive on a primitive level. And that's what I'm ushering, and offering you is the understanding so that you can make a choice to explore which side of yourself that you want to pervade your life, the society or nature. So so many memories, man. So many memories when it came to doing book signings and being out there, Used to have on the fitted Italian suits and all that stuff. It was guaranteed, man, because I was in great physical shape, and I was young, and I also was in my element. I took my best gifts and put them on display. And when women catch you in the wild, you'll see sides of women that are going to shock you because they're looking at a complete man that they can be at ease with. And so I'll just tell you about one particular example. I was actually setting up to do a book signing, and this was early in the morning. And sex symbol men, they change the atmosphere for any woman as soon as they encounter them. They infuse atmospheres, and this was a great. I was a great, person for this woman to put her eyes on at 9 in the morning. She wasn't expecting to see someone that looked like me, and I'm just setting up. I'm at an outdoor venue. I was setting up, and she stopped. She looked at me, and she just gave me that look. And she came over and started some conversation. But the conversation that we had was unspoken. She gave me that look, like she was shocked to see a man this random at this random place at this random time, this attractive. She gave me that look. And then I had to tell her energetically, you know, it was all looks. I had to tell her, not here, not right now. I'm going to do some work today. I didn't have to say that with my words. I just got her information. And I hit her up the next day. We already had a plan that we were going to get together. That's how much she wanted to get with me. Then she didn't live that far away from where I was staying, but she wasn't staying that far away from where I lived. And I got over there, opened up the door, and she had a bag ready to come and stay with me. She was visiting town. And as soon as I walked through the door, she opened the door for me. She gave me that look again. Like, we don't have to leave. I want to do this right here, right now. She gave me that look, all primal. And I had to let her know, I'm going to grab your bag. We're going to get in the car. And I'm going to take you back to my place. Like, we're going to spend some time there. And as we're riding back to my place, that same look, it was never suspended. And we got back to my place, and we had a great time. We had a great time because she caught me in the wild. And see, when women catch you in the wild, they're overwhelmed. I can't get that across enough to you. When they catch you in the wild, they're overwhelmed. That's why your most recognizable sex symbol men are most recognizable in the wild. That's a normal experience when you're caught, when you're in the act, when you're caught in the act of being your best. So that's what I'm imploring to you tonight. Put yourself in position, develop yourself enough through discipline, through self-exploration, that you're caught in the act of being yourself. You will access a primal side of women. Every interaction will be like you're on an African safari. Purely primal nature and attraction is on display and is at play. And once you develop yourself to this degree, where you're your natural self, then you're going to know the necessary steps that you need to take to get with women. And guess what those steps are? Absolutely fucking nothing. You just exist. This has been Matthew C. Horne, author, motivational speaker, and dating coach. Bring you a video tonight talking about sex symbol men are most recognizable in the wild. It's brought to you by my books, How to Get Beautiful Women and Everything Else You Want from Life, in addition to How to Be Appealing to Successful Black Men for Black Women. They're both available at my website, www.matthewchorne.com. Get your copies. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and to continue to push me with the algorithm so I can continue to bring you these elevated messages. And I hear you all in the comments. You want me to make particular videos on particular topics. Those are called custom videos, okay? I don't just make videos because you asked me to make them in the comments. It doesn't work that way. If you want me to make a custom video, you make a donation of $150 or more to my PayPal or my Cash App information that's in my video description. And there's a note feature after you enter the amount that you're going to donate on PayPal and Cash App. Right before you complete the donation, there's a note feature that appears. Leave the title of the video that you want me to make in a note feature. Then I'll have your video on my channel in 24 hours or less. And if your title is more detailed and nuanced than just leaving a note on PayPal or Cash App, you make your $150 more donation. You complete it without leaving a note on PayPal or Cash App, and then you email me at matthewchorne.com with your more nuanced and detailed description of what you want me to make your video on. Then I'll have your video on my channel in 24 hours or less. And if you've been empowered by my message, if you have a deeper awareness of yourself and understanding of yourself, and are more equipped to give your best and get the best in return, not just from beautiful women, but from life in general, I want you to make a donation to my PayPal and my Cash App information that's in my video description. I never tell you what to donate. Just understand that your donations continue to help me to grow and elevate and be in position to bring you this elevated game. So I never take a donation for granted. And your donations, like I said, they continue to keep me here in position to bring you this game. So donate in accordance with how you've been impacted, and donate like you understand the level of game that I'm getting. You know, ain't too many people spending it like this, man. We all know this. My donations need to reflect that, man. Okay. If you're in need of coaching, if you have different challenges, impediments, frustrations, circular movements in the dating space that you've been unable to escape, I want you to email me at matt@matthewchorne.com. Leave coaching in the subject matter of the email. In the body of the email, you leave your name, your phone number, and whatever issue that you're facing in the dating space. And then I'll do an assessment and I'll email you right back with the terms of the coaching. Once you accept the terms, we set a date and time, then you're going to get your breakthrough. Give me 1 hour of your life, a 1 hour coaching session. I'll get you through anything that you're facing, and you're going to come back with the heightened awareness of yourself. You're going to be equipped to experience breakthroughs. All those chains of frustrations are going to be broken. You're going to have nothing but smooth experiences because you have a deeper understanding of yourself, and consequently, you're going to know how to move with these women. And also, I'm still looking to fill the remaining slots of the 5 individuals who want to take a year-long coaching journey with me. What that year-long coaching journey looks like is a minimum of 3 coaching calls per week. And before we start that, I want to do an assessment of you. I want to see exactly where you are and where you want to be. No 2 individuals will have the same coaching and curriculum because no 2 individuals are in the same exact life space. So I'm going to do an assessment, and then I'm going to start right where you are. The very first coaching call you're going to have is going to blow your mind. The breakthroughs are going to begin to happen immediately. And you're getting this 3 times a week. And in between those coaching calls, you have 24-hour access to me as well. You can reach out to me and tell me about any situation that you're going through that you need an immediate fix and solution to and help with. And I'm always available to you. Phone call, email, text. Get a quick return from me. And this is going to go on for a year. So imagine where you're going to end up. And then once I've been coaching you and I see that you're progressing and I'm satisfied with the level of progression that you're making, then I'm going to meet up with you in person. I'm going to coach you in person no matter where you are in the world. We'll go out, hit a bar, lounge club, whatever we have to hit to meet some women. And then I want to coach you in person. There's nothing like this. And this is going to happen over the duration of a year. Okay. So if you're interested in taking a year-long coaching journey with me, then I want you to email me at matt@matthewchorne.com. Leave mentorship in the subject matter of the email. In the body of the email, you leave your name, your phone number, and tell me exactly where you are in the dating space and in life and where you want to be. I'll do an assessment, and I'm not going to email you back. I'm going to call you, and we're going to get on the phone and decide if we're a good fit to work with one another over the course of a year. And then once we decide that we're a good fit, then the coaching is going to commence, man. We're going to get right to it, and your life is absolutely going to transform. Reach out to me. Lastly, my dating coach community on the school platform. I want everyone to sign up. It's a monthly affordable membership. I want everyone to sign up. And this community, what you're going to get is 2 exclusive videos or whatever exclusive amount of content that is appropriate for that month. I want to give exclusive content every week in the community that is not on YouTube. I allow the members of the community to give me video topics that they want me to make videos on, and I make those videos and put them in the community. I also come up with my own topic. So it's all brand new material that's not here on YouTube. Once a week, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have a live right in the school community. And every member who is in the community can get on the live. I do a monologue. I talk about a particular topic. Then I allow the members of the community that are on the live with me to dialogue with me back and forth about that particular topic. And then after that, for an hour, everyone who's on the live gets to get their questions answered. They get dating coaching for an hour. Everyone gets their questions answered, man. And then we archive every live and put it in the community. And we archive every custom video that I made for the community and archive that as well. It's the whole catalog. There's dozens of videos cataloged in the community for you to binge watch and grow from and elevate as soon as you join the community. And then you can have the ice on the cake, hop right on that call with me. Monday night, Eastern Standard Time, 8 p.m. and get your breakthroughs in person with me as well. I've enjoyed spending some time with you all tonight. Everyone sign up for my community. The link to sign up will be in my video description. I've enjoyed spending some time with you all tonight. You all are going to have to decide whether you want to operate in the society and get the underwhelming experiences that the society wants you to have, or you're going to have optimized experiences by operating in the wild, going back to nature, exploring the true depths and the essence and truth of what you were sent here to deliver to this world, your best. That's why women lose their minds over celebrities, because they're getting caught giving their absolute best. They develop their absolute best. They're not moving away from themselves. They have a deep understanding of themselves. That's why women love celebrities, because they're celebrated everywhere they go because they're giving their best and they're recognized for it. You can have celebrity experiences if you have a desire to be yourself and nothing outside of yourself. And when you develop yourself and you find yourself and develop yourself and you're sold on yourself and you constantly give yourself, then you will be in spaces where women consistently celebrate everything that you have to offer, because you've offered the best to yourself by accepting yourself. I see you also.